What's up, guys? Cat Daddy Crypto here. You know what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay up to date with news around KASPA and KASPA's ecosystem as a whole, as well as the rest of the crypto market. Subscribe and like this video. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? Today, I want to talk about Tangem Pay because we have a ton of new updates, and I personally am stoked about this, program and rollout, and I know that at least some of you guys are as well. And so I want to go over a couple things that I saw and found out over the last day or so. So first things first. They posted on X that they are rolling out their program, right? For those of you who don't know, it is basically a scenario where Tangem and Visa have linked up, and you're going to be able to spend your crypto anywhere that Visa is supported, right? So you can take profits, I imagine, pretty easily through this card. And that's one of the things that I am extremely excited about. And so they say here, self-custody meets real-world spending. Tangem Pay, the non-custodial payment account embedded inside your Tangem wallet, will begin its gradual rollout this month. USDC, virtual Visa card on-chain. So they're going to use USDC as their primary stablecoin supported. And right here, update, Tangem launches Tangem Pay. Lets users spend USDC via a virtual Visa card. KYC is required for the pay account. So this is part of what I want to talk about, because let's not kid ourselves, we didn't really expect a Visa product not to KYC us right before we use it. They need their taxes, they need to be compliant, and so that doesn't surprise me at all. But it goes deeper, because I'm going to tell you exactly how the whole entire thing works so that there's no questions, right, moving forward. So first things first, to go into a little more detail here so that you guys understand exactly how this works and exactly how it's going to be implemented, right? Because before, we were kind of guessing our way through. We knew it was coming out. We didn't know the dynamics and the behind-the-scenes stuff, right? And how exactly it was going to work. And so just to summarize here, Tangem Pay is a non-custodial payment account for spending on-chain USDC, Polygon. We'll get to that in a second as well. With a virtual Visa card. It's beginning its gradual rollout this month. The launch will start late November across the United States, Latin America, and Asian Pacific plus regions, with users being activated in batches from the waitlist. Okay? We'll also talk about the waitlist. You guys, if you want to get on this waitlist, I will put the link in the description of this video so that you can sign yourself up, and I'll show you what it looks like. They send you an email afterwards just to let you know that you're on the list, and then they will contact you with more details and when you can get started, basically, okay? When it's your turn, based on where you sit on the wait list. So first things first, they're launching this USDC on Polygon. And at first, I was thinking, why did they choose Polygon? Because, in my opinion, there's way better chains they could have used as a base chain, right, for the USDC. And I'm thinking KASPA, they were one of the first cold storage wallets to support KASPA. And so I'm thinking, why didn't they do that? But USDC is not available on KASPA yet, and so that explains why they have not chosen KASPA at this point as their base chain of choice. Now, it allows users to top up with USDC on the Polygon network and spend instantly with the virtual Visa card, okay? So again, USDC on the Polygon chain is where they're starting this whole process out. Now, it says a virtual Visa card, so I'm not exactly sure if there's going to be a physical card or it works off of your Tangem wallet. I'm not really sure yet. I imagine they would send you another card because you've got to set up KYC and all that kind of stuff. But how it works, first things first, your funds stay on-chain at all times, which is important because you don't want to having them jump off-chain and then back on-chain and on-chain through a bridge where things can happen. Things can get, weird, and funds can be lost in that process. They're controlled by your private keys, one of which is held by the user and the other one by Rain. So Rain is the third party that is controlling the KYC section, and I guess the processing back and forth, from what I understand. It says Rain also has the ability to freeze the card itself. However, freezing the card does not give Rain access to or control over the user's balance. So if for some reason they do freeze your card for they suspect fraud or whatever it is, they can't steal your funds. All they can do is stop you from using it, which I would imagine is just stopping you from using the Visa portion, right? Because your funds are still going to be in the cold storage part, in a separate wallet. Yeah, so it only disconnects card from the Visa network. Exactly. Once the transaction is authorized, the amount belongs to the merchant, not to the user. Seizure is impossible for funds that are not authorized. So any funds that are not authorized and you did not authorize, right, before you sent them to the merchant are not able to be touched by anyone but yourself still. And then Tangem Pay uses your on-chain balance of USDC on the Polygon network when you pay. Stablecoins are converted to USD 1-for-1 to the merchant. And so you're going to have obviously have USDC on the Polygon chain, which I would imagine what's going to happen is you're going to have your cold storage Tangem wallet, right, over here. And then over here, you're going to have the Visa Tangem card. And when you want to use the Visa Tangem card, then you're going to send over your Polygon, or excuse me, your USDC on the Polygon chain to the Visa card, and then you can use that Visa card anywhere Visa is accepted. So they're two separate cards, but you are going to probably have to send, ahead of time some USDC into that card when you plan on spending it. Important here, your spending account stays separate from your Tangem wallet or hardware wallets. Our hardware wallets are certified under common criteria, blah, 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 reserve, blah, 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 ID grade systems, blah, 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 blah. Tangem Pay builds on that foundation, segregating the spendable balance from your Tangem wallet holdings. So those are never combined, which is why I believe it's going to be two separate cards. We'll find out. In this process, Tangem never sees or stores your identity data. The KYC process applies only to your Tangem Pay account. So it's going to be a separate account that you're going to have to KYC with, and does not in any way affect your Tangem wallet, which stays completely private at all times. We call it a siloed compliance model. Next, there are no transaction or monthly fees for Tangem Pay. So there is no fees at all, but you will have to pay the Polygon gas fee for your transactions, which is expected, right? Because anytime you're transacting on a certain blockchain, you have to pay a gas fee in that chain's gas fees. Only Polygon gas fees and standard Visa FX charges apply for non-USD purchases. Actually not sure exactly what that means. So I imagine when you're paying in USDC, right, in this wallet, you're not using USD, you're using USDC. I would imagine you still have to pay a Polygon gas fee to send your USDC on their chain to the merchant. That would just make sense. Maybe there's a section in there where you can actually just make USD purchases and payments and have US dollars in your Tangem Pay wallet, and then you don't have to pay the Polygon gas fees or the standard Visa FX fees and charges. Maybe that's the case. At launch, only native USDC Polygon is supported, but we plan to expand to other stablecoins and networks in the future. So there is the point that gave me a little bit of a rest easy feeling, right? Because at some point, once USDC or any other stablecoin launches on top of KASPA, I would imagine that KASPA is going to be an option to use through this program, because Tangem has been very, very good and very progressive when it comes to KASPA in general. And so let's hope that's the case, right? So where will Tangem Pay be available? It begins its expansion in late November 2025 with gradual rollout across the United States, 33 supported states, including California, Florida, and New York, Texas, and Illinois, Latin America, 29 countries from Argentina to Uruguay, and then the Asia Pacific and beyond, Japan, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, the Philippines, South Africa, and the UAE. If you're a resident of any of those regions and want to be among the first to try Tangem Pay, make sure you've signed up to early access through the waitlist. Residents in unsupported regions will see a waitlist screen in the Tangem app and will be notified as coverage expands. So you can still add yourself to the wait list, even though your country is not supported yet. And what will happen is they will contact you when everything expands and your country is supported, and then you can start the process there. Tangem Pay will launch across the UK and European Union in Q1 of 2026. This rollout will prioritize regulatory alignment under MiCA focus, expanding stablecoin payment access to EU residents. I wonder if there's just a little bit stricter regulation there, and that's why it's going to take a little longer. Possibly. Okay, so here's a couple questions that will potentially answer some of the things that we weren't 100% sure about. How is your Tangem Pay different from your Tangem Wallet? Tangem Wallet is a self-custodial hardware wallet and enables you to control your own private keys and anonymously. Tangem Pay is an optional regulated feature within the same app, enabling you to set up a payment account, verify your identity, and obtain a Visa card for spending in the real world. And number 3 here is Tangem Pay a virtual or physical card. When it first launches, Tangem Pay will offer a virtual Visa card. Physical cards will be available in a future update. So, looks like it's only going to be virtual at first. Physical card will come later. Okay, so the rest of these questions have already been answered basically in kind of what we talked about. And so, there's a list of countries here. I'll scroll through. You can see, if yours, state, country, is among the available countries in the first rollout. What I'll do is I'll link this document in the description below, but what I'm also going to do is put a link for the official Tangem website where you can, it'll take you straight to the page where you can actually sign up and get on that waitlist yourself. And it's a very easy process. It's just an email address and what country you live in. That's all it is. And then they send you an email that says, welcome to Tangem, and just a few other welcome words, I guess you could say. And then they'll send you more information once things officially roll out and your name is up on the waitlist so that you can get started. So all of that will be in the description. Super excited about this whole scenario here, right? And I think it's a huge step forward in the convergence between crypto and regular money, fiat money, without having to jump through a bunch of hoops to get your money back into your local currency so that you can go out and spend it, right? It'll just be right there on a card that you already own and have. You take it with you, boom, you can spend USDC and purchase anything you want, take profits, whatever. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know if you're excited about this scenario. I know the market is pretty shitty right now, and the sentiment, in general, is not great, but these are the type of things that when the sentiment does turn around, when we actually start making some profits, when we actually get this alt season that we've been waiting for a very long time, this is going to be a very easy way to take profits if you so choose, right? In the meantime, guys, continue to pack your damn bags before it's too late. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Okay, hold up, before you go. You might be wondering where KDK stores his KASPA, and the answer is Tangem. The reason why I use Tangem Wallet is for the ease of use, the robust security, the trust and reliability, and the affordability. It supports just about every single crypto in the space, and I sleep well at night knowing that my crypto is safe, and you will too. Get yourself a Tangem wallet today. Use code CATDADDY at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. Link in the description below. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video.